Hello again guys, it's Matt joined by David Nally here on Tube Noobs TV, and in today's video we're going to be discussing all you need to know about For Honor, the upcoming release from Ubisoft. Again, seriously, are they making every single game that comes out this year? We will be taking a look at what you can expect from the game, including how the game will play, the different factions and classes we'll be playing as, the weapons and armor in the game, as well as some other cool features.
For Honor is a competitive third-person melee fighting game, mixing speed, strategy, and team play with a visceral close-range combat and multiplayer action. You'll experience the chaos, fury, and brutality of battle, where you and your friends cut a bloody trail of carnage as brutal Vikings, deadly knights, and cold-blooded samurai.
So first of all, let's take a look at the factions. There are three factions in the game: the Chosen, the Legions, and the Warborn. They have all been modelled after three warrior legacies, with the Chosen representing the Samurai, the Legions after the medieval knights, and the Warborn after the Vikings. The story behind the Chosen is as follows. The Chosen have survived 1,000 years of wandering the southern deserts. This journey should have wiped them out centuries ago, but they have survived thanks to the skills and the focus of their great heroes. These heroes hope to lead their people to an impossible victory and establish a new homeland.
For anyone who loves samurai, this faction might get you extremely excited. Modelled after Oriental armies with their armour style and combat techniques, and it seems from early information that they rely on speed rather than strength or defence, making them weaker against attacks but deadly on the offensive.
It isn't clear as of yet if there are a number of classes available per faction, but a samurai class we know of is called the Oni. The Oni make use of swift attacks from his classic Japanese katana, while being protected in a wooden leather armour set. He is a skilled duelist that inspires fear into his enemies due to his lethal combat techniques.
The Oni has three key abilities: Kunai, which is a Japanese dagger, which we can assume can be thrown at enemies at range; Poison Blade, which would coat your blade in poison, allowing your weapon to drain the enemy's health should you land a blow on them; and finally Arrow Storm, which calls down a rain of arrows on a location, providing AoE damage.
The next faction is the Legions. On the shoulders of great heroes, the Legions have driven out invaders, conquered any who would not join them, and established hundreds of others to defend what is theirs. Facing invasion on two fronts, these heroes fight to protect their lands from the heathens who would take it.
So it would seem that this faction is protecting its lands from the other two factions in the game. However, as we will see with the Vikings, they are also protecting their ancestral homelands.
Now, like me, if you grew up loving medieval history, you will also be as excited as me to play this faction. The Legions are essentially the knights of the medieval era, large plate armour wearing, broadsword wielding badasses.
The class for the faction is known as the Warden, a tall warrior protected by plates of armour, which makes this faction the slowest of all. But with the added defense bonus, and with the huge two-handed longswords to hack at the enemies and block incoming attacks, who really needs speed? My mama always told me that slow and steady win the race.
Finally then, the Warborn, or Vikings as we know them. Ferocious, bearded and brutal, the Warborn are a faction to certainly be dreaded. Striking fear in the hearts of their enemies, the Warborn warriors sail across the boiling sea to raid the southern coast. Known for their fire and passion, these heroes embody what it means to be warriors. Leading the charge, they will drive their enemies out of their ancestral homelands.
The Raider is the class we will play as in this Warborn faction. He uses brute strength and a well-honed combat technique to defeat his enemies using the famous Viking round shield, which is as much a weapon as it is a protective barrier, coupled with the Gladius to tear at the flesh and armour alike.
Those factions all seem cool. I can't wait to try them all. But let us know where your allegiance will lie in the comments below. But moving on now to the core gameplay that this title has to offer, starting with the all-important combat system.
Judging by the footage we have as well as the information provided to us, it seems that on all accounts the combat system is very good. It will offer a new approach separate from other similar games that allows for players to enjoy an intense and realistic experience, slightly different from your average button basher.
This system will require skill, and the best warrior will win out of the individual skirmishes. The system is called Art of Battle, and will let the player feel the power of every strike, the strength of every impact, and the weight of the weapon in your hand.
So how will it work? Players will target a nearby enemy and will have the choice of 3 different battle stances that are changed via the right stick if you're using a controller. The player must mimic the opponent's stance if they wish to successfully block an opponent's strike, or they can counter their enemy's stance to successfully land a blow. This really provides an intense battle experience.
During combat, you can also dodge attacks, grab your opponent to interrupt the battle, as well as kick and throw your enemy. This means also throwing and kicking them from high places to kill them. Bye bye!
Next up, let's take a look at the game modes. There hasn't been a great deal revealed so far, but you can expect more videos covering the latest on For Honor as the information is released.
The game mode we know about so far is called Dominion. This is a 4v4 capture the objectives game mode, where you and your teammates will fight to take control of 3 different capture points, and as you capture the objectives your team score will rise. Once your team reaches 1000 points, the enemy team will start to break, meaning that if they die they will no longer respawn, allowing you to kill all the remaining enemy players to win the game. That sounds so fun.
As an early look, it seems that one team will be on defense in most of, if not all of the game modes, whilst the other team attacks. This will create a realistic atmosphere alike to that of real historical medieval battles. It will feel like you are sieging or storming enemy territories and castles. This atmosphere is also achieved by upping the scale of the battles. You won't be facing just 4 enemy players, oh no, but a large host of NPCs as well, to truly recreate the chaos of battle.
So it sounds like this game is going to couple medieval fantasy, melee combat brutality, immersive atmosphere, large scale battles, teamwork and skill into one exciting game that we are really looking forward to. We really hope you're excited for this release as well, and as more information is released on the game, you can learn more here at TubeNoobs TV. Until then, you can watch a variety of the Let's Plays that we have to offer, and we'll hang out next time. Goodbye!
Oh, happy Valentine's to all our subscribers.